This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Like, I'm just really glad that we will, and I hope that we always keep Demon Souls a part of this show, because that's that moment, like the intro and the setting and everything.
Yeah.
Like, before you even start playing the game, it's just you realize, like, you see a bunch of monsters in like Gears of War, you see the giant locust and everything, but it's these big beefcakey guys going after them, and like you see the warrior character, like he gets a couple of kills on the skeletons, but he also gets knocked flat on his butt.
It tells you exactly what you're what to expect in the game,
and then the all those rows of teeth. I mean, oh my goodness, so many teeth.
It's so good. I also like it because a lot of people, I don't think, played Demon Souls.
Yeah.
And I think that's a travesty, because a lot of the great things that are in Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3 are in Demon Souls. And
I don't know if you've seen this, but on IGN they have on IGN's YouTube they have it's called like The Secret History of Dark Souls or something. Have you seen that?
I did. They were talking about I'm pretty sure
like the King's Field and basically the origins and the games that they've worked on that became Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Demon Souls is where they figured out the format and they really, really nailed it.
Yeah, it all culminated with Demon Souls.
Yeah.
But a lot of the earlier ideas were there, and a lot of the lore. There's references in Dark Souls and Demon Souls.
Seek the Scaleless is in Kingsfield.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I
cool.
hope that stays up.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and start by telling you that we have our deals section up and running.
We do.
Yes.
So not only can you get this all on Twitter, because you should be following us at TWIOCH, but in addition to that, TWIOCH.com, which if you haven't been to, we'd like some feedback.
It's been there for a while, but now we're actually doing a lot more with it.
Yeah, we're doing a lot more with it. I'm trying to make it a place that people can go and more easily access and sort content, because playlists can be okay.
Yeah.
But I like the kind of nested version. Do you want movies? Do you want games? What do you want? We also have a deals section there, which we're updating daily with not only Black Friday stuff right now, because we're getting ready for Black Friday, but Amazon deals, Walmart deals, a lot of online stuff, Newegg deals with little codes.
And if you want to help us out, the Amazon links are actually helping us out. We're working on getting into the Amazon affiliate program, because I think we've made, like, over the past year and a month, we've had a total income of like $14 or something.
I think so, yeah. So last month it was $3.60 or something.
Yeah,
so,
which is awesome. But yeah, we just do this for fun. We're trying to figure out if this is a thing, and if we can get the Amazon affiliate link up and going, then we can do more.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to put more into it and
I'd
maybe review games that are not free.
Yeah, I'd love to. Well, I mean, we review games that aren't free, but we have a limited income when it comes to that. We have a limited income when it comes to, like, the PlayStation VR is out. I would have absolutely loved to have done an unboxing of that and a review of that, like, by now. Yeah. But we are set on our own financials, so.
Anyways. If you want to help us out, click the links. That helps us out. Awesome.
Yeah.
So moving on from there, we're going to the Xbox backwards compatible, and on top of the actual games that are coming out, we have a bit of news. They're starting to package Xbox 360 backwards compatible games. At least at Walmart, it's been seen out in the wild. It's not consistent yet, because I'd guess they have to go through like old inventory and whatever, but like what they're doing is they're actually putting Xbox 360 backwards compatible games like Red Dead Redemption in Xbox One boxes.
Exactly.
Which is kind of sneaky, but at the same time, like if you're looking at it and you're familiar with it,
Well, so we have here. This is a
side by side.
So I personally, I think I prefer the one on the left. The one on the left says, hey, you can play this on your Xbox One, but this is a Platinum Hits. This is not a new game. The one on the right...
It looks a little bit different instead of just having that little bit up at the top.
Yeah, now, if you have... This is my personal opinion on it. This is a backwards compatible game. This is not a remaster.
Right.
This is... So, if you have a game like Dishonored or... what was the other one that was coming out? It's the one where you play as the Grim Reaper and Death, and... I'm blanking on the name right now. Darksiders. Darksiders is doing a complete remaster for
Which
PS4.
Came out. Coming out.
I believe it's coming out
within a week of right now.
Yes, but it's completely remastered, and there's a PlayStation 4 Pro version, so you can get a 4K up-res from them, not the PlayStation itself. So it looks really good. But I'm okay with that if that was in this new packaging.
Yeah.
That tells me, okay, this is worthy of that title.
Right.
The backwards compatible games, I was explaining to my nephew this weekend and his mom, your Xbox 360 games, some of them work on the Xbox One, but the developers have to do that for that. It's not everything is just not magical. This is a different format, and it needs to have that to show the quality. I need a separation. Is really what it gets down to.
But the thing is that they're actually putting that out, which means that these games will be, because like some of them had gotten to the point of pretty intense rarity, where you couldn't really find them, and it was a lot easier and cheaper to buy it that way. As far as backwards compatible games, I'm just gonna buy that on a store, on a digital store.
Honestly, that's the easiest way to do it. I hate, as much as we like our physical medium, buying Red Dead or buying Dead Space or something like that. On the Xbox Store is a lot easier. You don't have to worry about the disc. I mean,
and with the way that Xbox is approaching things right now, with Phil Spencer in charge. May he be forever praised. He's saying that you buy the game, you keep the game, and I like that idea. Okay, Chris White, who watches the show. Hey Chris, hey Malia. He has this massive wall of all these really cool physical games. I'm like, that's awesome.
And they're all good physical games too.
I don't know about all
Most
of them. Yeah, but he has a good selection, and it's a really cool display, and like it's fun for me to go over there, and like I get to look through it and pan, and I'm like, oh yeah, you played Legacy of the Wizard. I was pretty sure that I had the only copy in existence. But yeah, that's fun and cool to look through. I don't have that kind of space, time. I mean, like it's and if I have a physical copy, I'm going to be tempted to turn it in at some point.
That's true.
Because that's what I did for the first like 3 generations. I traded in my Nintendo to get the Super Nintendo, held on to the Super Nintendo, but it was just a trading kerfuffle.
Yeah, which as much GameStop touts their trade-in bonuses and everything, which looking at that, yes, they're not going to give you quite as much as an individual seller because they got to make money somehow. Yeah. But there are a lot of games that I just have that horrible history of getting my games sold by my mom.
Yep. In a garage sale while you're off at college.
Yeah. So because of that, I don't want to sell a lot of my games. If it's a game that I really enjoyed, and people are like, "Oh, well, are you ever going to play it again?" I might.
Maybe.
I might. I want that. I want to be able to do that without going, "Oh, I'd love to play that again." Should I pay $15?
I would pay to have Demon's Souls back on my PS4 because I don't like dealing with the PS3 UI. Like it's hard to go back a generation in UI.
Yeah.
And so I like being able to have all of my things in one place, and they're just all in a big list.
Which, when it ties into the Xbox One backwards compatibility, I don't have to turn on my Xbox 360. I can play my Xbox One. Yeah. And they're games that are already tied to it. I wish that there was an easy way to tie, if you buy a physical, and well, actually, there's an easy way to do it, to tie a physical game to your account. And the easiest way to do that is be from now or in the foreseeable future until the end of time, have a packaged game code with your physical disc. Because then if you prefer physical medium, awesome. Get your physical disc, cool. little game code in there. You type in the game code, it links it to your account. And then with when the Xbox Hindsight comes out in 2020, then you'll be able to go, oh, okay, well that's already tied to my account. So once we're ready, then we can, we're done. Yeah. So that's personally what I would like. But so on to backwards compatible games.
Yes.
And Dead Space as well. We got Dead Space Ignition.
Right.
Which I like Dead Space, but I've not played this game, and this is supposed to start. So I apologize for that. I have not played Dead Space Ignition. I know Dead Space very well, but I have not played Ignition. Have you?
No. I mean, based on what we're seeing now, I'm pretty sure that it's a comic book story. And by comic book story, I don't mean a story based in a comic book. I mean...
Interactive graphic novel?
No. Your character's collecting comic books.
Oh.
Right. And the evil blonde guy... is coming and he wants to ignite your comic books. Yeah, he's a jerk.
That sounds like a game.
Yeah. So
this looks like a mobile game. I'd have to do some research into it. Honestly, I have not.
And a lot of times when they have like 3 series and then there's one with another word in there that we've never heard. Probably came out to something that's
another format kind of thing. So we also got Escape Dead Island. Again, Dead Island's really cool stuff, which I have played. Omega 5. Have you played Omega 5?
No. Please tell me about Omega 5.
I don't know a lot about it. I know a lot about Military Madness, but if you want to take Omega 5, or
Omega 5 is actually pretty easy. Okay, so you know how the Omega mutants. Are like the super powerful ones.
It's Jean Grey. It's
basically they're basically the mutants that have the ability to manipulate reality and therefore could potentially destroy everything.
Yeah.
So Omega 5 is basically it's a guy who's working in a lab. And if you've ever played those games where you're like supposed to take like different elements and mix them together and try to find new
like
new
the
creatures.
Skyrim potion kind of thing.
Right.
And
And so basically Omega 5 is a game where you're taking different strands of DNA from different mutants and you're trying to see which of them could combine to make new mutants. And you're trying to reach 5 Omega level mutants. And that's the goal of the game. But there's a lot of like little goals and quests in between. Like if you create one that can fly, but then when it flies, it becomes blind. Because there's also there's positive
trade-offs,
positive mutations and
negative you can have negative mutations. Sure.
And so that's a thing it's really fun. You're just kind of sitting there combining things, just kind of see what works. I never finished it.
So it's like Animal Crossing mixed with Spore.
Yeah.
Okay. And a game that does not exist.
Right. That is the most important thing to remember about this game that I have just described, is that version of Omega 5 does not exist.
We forgot to preface this. Whenever we have backwards compatible games that we have never played before or never heard of, we like to make them up on the spot. Military Madness is one of those that does not exist.
All right.
So Military Madness, it's interesting. So you have all of these military superpowers, and none of them want to actually attack each other. This is like about 20, 30 years in the future. Nobody really wants to attack each other. Like right now, no one wants to launch a nuke.
Mutually assured destruction.
Exactly. No one wants to launch an actual nuclear device. So General Seymour Patton, who is Patton's like great grandson, is now general in the United States, comes up with an idea. Hey, what we can do to make sure we know who actually has the best army is a tournament. So it's like March Madness.
Okay.
With the military.
All right.
So every March.
Well, no, they don't. They don't.
Into battle.
I don't think they held it in March because then it would interfere with actual March Madness.
Well, basketball doesn't exist in this future.
Oh, no wonder they're so mad.
Exactly. So you only play soccer. That's because of the Germans taking over the eastern half of the United States.
Okay.
So you play soccer. You don't play basketball anymore. So every March, all the militaries get together within the Sahara Desert.
Okay.
As well as this is in three different places. So you have.
Side note: Sahara Desert is a terrible place to play soccer.
Right. Well, but we're gonna play. They're taking their armies there.
Okay.
So the Sahara Desert,
all right.
What was the rainforest of Brazil, which is no more,
right?
And then Siberia. Those are the 3 places because they realized, okay, we can do stuff here. There's nobody. There's nobody
actually
really
in
around.
March, Siberia is not that bad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Siberia actually has the widest temperate disparity of any place in the world.
Interesting.
It can get down to negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit and up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer.
So this game is not accurate.
I had cousins who went on a mission trip to Siberia pre-internet. They did not know that. They showed up for Siberia in coats and parkas and everything.
I would have done the same thing.
Exactly. And they showed up, and it was 92 degrees.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's the fake game where they blow each other up in what you would imagine in the future would be a military simulation, but not actually simulation. Though most of your combatants are actually robots.
Star Trek: The Original Series actually did something similar to that, where the mutually assured destruction. Basically, they were simulating everything to preserve their culture.
Yeah.
Some of the concepts off of Star Trek: The Original Series, like the series as a whole, it's cheesy and everything, but like a lot of the concepts and the things that they did with the show are still admirable.
No, they really are. They really are. Speaking of that, plug a little thing here. The Marvelous Nerd Year's Eve, if you guys haven't heard about it, giant New Year's party in Dallas. We'll actually be there. I'll be there for the entire time. You'll be there Saturday, Sunday. But we're going to have a chance to interview a lot of celebrities while we're there. We've been asked to be part of a kind of a press junket kind of thing. So we'll be able to interview some celebrities. One of them was the author of The Trouble with the Tribbles.
Really?
Yes.
I had not. That's cool. I hope I'm there for that part.
Yeah, that's Thursday.
Oh.
So you may see him other than that, but Thursdays when we're doing all the interviews, I'll be posting them on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll try to edit as much as I can. Your sister's actually helping me with that, Kat. I don't know if I told you. Yeah, I can't remember if I told you. Yeah, she's helping out. It's gonna be cool.
So Marvel, we talked a long time ago about Telltale working on a Marvel property, but we didn't know what it was. They have finally revealed that, and it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, which is awesome.
I'm completely fine with it, especially the banter with these characters. I think will work really well.
Do you know if they're using the original voices? Because I didn't see that in the...
That I don't know. I'm gonna bet no. I'm gonna bet no.
Okay.
Which sucks. I mean, I'd love to see that happen.
But at the
Cooper's
same...
big enough; he probably wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah. I feel like Chris Pratt would be on board with that.
I think Chris Pratt would enjoy doing it, and I could totally see Batista doing it because it's a paycheck. I love Batista. I've been a fan of Batista for a long time, but I could totally see him doing that. Going, I'll come in there and do some lines. I imagine it's going to be someone else doing the voices, but we can always hope.
Well, I also like that this is going to be something based on the way that they presented this. It seems like it's going to be something that's. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, but at the same time, it's also going to kind of stand on its own from the movies, and that's a good thing. Because that allows them more freedom in the story. Which
is why I'm glad, like I'm showing the Batman trailer here. I'm glad that they didn't.
Which episode 4 comes out this week.
Fantastic! I need to catch up. I'm glad that they, with the Telltale Batman games, they didn't try to shoehorn this into the DC cinematic universe. Yeah. Because it would not only would limit them a lot because they would have to talk to DC and say, okay, what am I allowed to talk about? What am I allowed to not? Yeah. Who can show up in here? I'm glad it's separate from that.
Well, I mean the Batman games up until like they kept trying to shoehorn them in with all this stuff, and the best Batman games, the Arkham series, came out when they finally said, you know what? Just make a Batman game, because that was originally supposed to be tied to Batman Begins. They weren't going to be done, and they were like, look, we've got some great ideas for Batman. We want to do some really cool things, but we want to make sure we do it right, do it well, and finally somebody let them do that. That makes me happy.
Yeah, and I've loved what I've played. Like I said, I've only played the first episode. I loved what I have played of the Batman version of this. I personally would like more Bruce Wayne stuff, more options to not suit up. Which is what I was hoping for when this first came out. It's still great. I just wish you could also handle things as Bruce Wayne or choose not to become Batman. What if you could play the entire game without getting in the suit?
That would be interesting.
I mean, you could play the entire game. You could so you could figure out all the mysteries, figure out who's doing whatever. So instead of Gordon pretty much knows who you are, but
right.
You basically find people, contact them, talk it out, and through dialogue trees, and analyzing the stuff with detective work, and he can have some subtle Batman tech. Not he kind of do this, and all of a sudden the contact lens lights up, so you can see he's analyzing everything.
Yeah.
No one else knows he's doing that. Yeah. That would be really cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy. I know you don't like Telltale.
You stream it, I'll watch it.
I will stream it. I will definitely stream it.
Okay.
I'll stream the Batman one from the beginning, because that would be cool. With my setup though, I'm doing that on PlayStation 4, so I can't do my picture-in-picture stuff. But I can talk.
I don't need to see you.
You don't need to see me.
I see you plenty.
But other people like to see me. You don't get to. They get to see me. They don't get to see me all the time.
They can watch Final Fantasy. So, speaking of things that Patrick has done, Patrick has actually gotten a point on his predictions.
Yep. I'm at -2. You're at -3.
Yeah. So, congratulations, Patrick, and it sucks for everybody else, but you get a point.
I have to gloat. Okay, I gotta gloat when I'm right, okay? Because I'm not right all the time. I gotta throw stuff at the wall. Throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Okay,
throw spaghetti at the wall. Sometimes it sticks. That's how you test spaghetti.
You don't have a lot of other options. All right, so anyway.
So I was right.
Zelda Breath of the Wild is not going to be ready for the Switch launch.
Correct.
Which is a bummer.
It's a bummer because there are a lot of people who wished this would be a pack-in deal. You could get like a bundle with this, which I assume in the summer this will come out.
But that's also something that every time Nintendo gives us a hint of something, people are like, what if they did X? No, they're not going to do X.
And they
just wait. Yeah. They'll decide what to do. And
this game is so ambitious. Yeah. This game is everything that there's been a lot of comparisons to Skyrim. So this is bigger than Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword. What was the other one? Twilight Princess. It's bigger than all of those combined. Yeah. It's I think 3 or 4 times this, or maybe it's 2 or 3 times as big as Skyrim. Like the land is giant, and you have ability to make stuff.
I hope we get fast travel. If we don't have fast travel,
you're going to have some type of fast travel, guarantee. But it's going to be one of those things you have to scale this huge mountain, and once you get up there, you'll unlock something that you won't have to scale it ever again.
Yeah.
But the scale of this, the scope of this game, being able to hunt, the stuff that we like from Far Cry and Monster Hunter.
I love the cooking. Also, I found out I was going through my Vita games the other day. I have a Monster Hunter game on there.
You do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Apparently it was free, or I bought it, or I don't know. I have a lot of stuff that I have no idea where it came from.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to try that.
Yeah. Jake in the comments said it'd be interesting if they end up making a Nintendo Switch that's Zelda themed like they did the Wii U. Guarantee this is going to
come out. They'll definitely do that.
You're going to get that. You're going to get a Mario themed
Because like they really enjoy doing that with the 3DS. Oh yeah. And
I meant to bring my 3DS in here because I'm playing Pokemon right now. Mm-hmm. I was going to bring my 3DS in here.
You have a Zelda.
I have my Zelda 3DS, which is I was going to get a 3DS, and that one came out, and I had to buy it, and I hunted like crazy for it.
Yeah.
This game is going to be amazing, and now they delayed it because of localization and bugs.
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with both of those. Apparently, the amount of dialogue in this game is more than they've ever done, and it's not a normal localization like they're used to.
Okay. Speaking of localization, I'm gonna gripe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead to the Persona stuff. So we had told you that Persona 5 was coming to the West. It's been out. It came out in September.
Yes.
In Japan.
Yeah.
They have delayed the localization of this for the U.S. and Europe until April.
That's a big delay.
That is a huge delay. And what they said is they said that some of the dialogue had not been recorded.
Yeah.
Like, so basically they're telling us that they gave us that they were planning on giving us a half-baked, half-cooked version of this game.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, wait a minute, they like this. Yes!
Yeah.
If you've been listening to us, if you've been listening to the Kind of Funny crew, if you've been listening to Goldfarb on IGN, if you've been listening to, like, the people who love RPGs, we exist, we're here, we buy stuff.
Yes.
So
we buy lots of stuff.
Yeah, and like honestly, and they also said that they are now planning to bring the Japanese audio here, and it'll be subtitled. That's how I want to play my anime anyway.
Yeah.
So first of all I needed for localization was subtitles and translation of what I'm doing.
Sure.
That's all I needed. That doesn't take 6 months.
That doesn't take 6 months. Now they're not bringing English speaking. It's going to be a Japanese.
No. They hadn't planned. Yeah, they hadn't planned on giving us Japanese audio, and then they hadn't even finished the English audio. Okay. That's why I'm so pissed about this.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate here. For anime,
please go ahead.
For anime, I do prefer the subtitles.
Okay.
I completely prefer it. For games, there is so much going on that I would prefer audio. I would prefer it to be an audio. The option is great though.
All right.
I'm completely fine with that. But when you're playing a game, if I'm playing a game and I'm really concentrating on something, I'm really immersed in the atmosphere.
Okay.
My eyes are looking at this atmosphere and looking at these characters and looking at all this.
Okay.
I want to hear the audio. I want to hear someone tell me something. I don't want to have to read that.
Okay. All right. I'm not arguing with that.
Yeah.
What I'm arguing with is the fact that they're telling us these things are coming out now means that we were getting one of two things.
Yeah.
We were getting an English only option,
which
wasn't done, which wasn't going to be done.
I guarantee that's what they were planning. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they were going to. That is what they are now saying. They were going to give us 4 months after it came out in another area.
I think you're right though. I think that they didn't think it was going to be as big of a deal here as it is there.
But it doesn't matter how big of a deal it is.
Yeah.
As a company, particularly Atlas. Atlas has rabid fans over here. We're excited about your games. We buy the crap out of them. We spend way too much money on your stuff already.
Yeah.
You have to make the game quality. If you don't do that, why are we even giving you money in the first place?
Yeah, I agree. I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take that, devil's advocate.
I was just playing devil's advocate when it came to the.
No, I appreciate it
because that's in my opinion perfect. It's a perfect example of why you would want to do localize in a certain way. More Zelda stuff though.
Yeah, going back to Zelda now that I've had my rant, said my piece. So there is an official Zelda escape room, which I hope you bought tickets when I tweeted about it, because all 8 locations have already sold out.
Yep.
From all of the things that were going on.
I wish I had, because this is so cool.
Yes. So this looks outrageous.
Yeah. Now I will. I'm not saying it's as a prediction. This is what I feel. I feel this is going to end up being. Because actually, looking at that right there, I can kind of get an idea of it.
Yeah, because like there's 2 different kinds of escape rooms.
Yes.
There's one where you're like trapped in a room and you're trying to figure out, and then there's this one because it's created by Scrap, and I've seen some of their stuff up. And so what Scrap is like they'll put you in groups at a table, and you'll have like these puzzles on the table that you're trying to figure out, and then there's other clues around in the environments, and they'll like tell you things, and they'll make announcements and say all this different stuff, and those can also be clues.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the success rate on these?
No.
15%.
That's cool.
These are ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of buying like 2 tickets to this. Like one ticket where I like go kind of check things out and then like learn stuff, and then after getting the full picture, then I bring you and Courtney and all, and you know, we all go together as a group and we're like, this is our table.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
We rock this, yeah.
Because like we have disparate enough puzzle solving skills. I think we could do that.
I think we could.
And I could bring you drinks or something because I suck at puzzles.
I think it'd be interesting, and with the 15% success rate, that's surprising. Because
they're also really proud of that though.
Yeah.
Like the way that they're doing this is to be obtuse and difficult.
And I want it to be that.
Yeah.
What I was and the environments from what I've seen, and having been at some similar traveling events, you know, it's kind of like a room. it's not going to be as immersive as you could imagine. So it's not like you're walking into a Zelda dungeon.
Right.
So
right.
I'm sorry, guys, if that's what you were hoping. I kind of had my dreams crushed a little bit when the Marvel experience came into town.
Yeah.
The Marvel experience came into town. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I'll be walking in. It'll be like I'm in the Shield headquarters, and I'll walk through these different rooms. And no, it's a giant tent.
Yep.
It's a giant tent that's air conditioned, and you have little different different little activities.
Probably the most interesting thing about this is that it's actually Nintendo licensed, and so like they're doing the iOS stuff, and this is we're far enough out past Iwata's death because Iwata died back in July of last year, and
we're now seeing things that he. It's not that he wouldn't have done, but you're seeing new management ideas.
It's different directions and different ideas because he had a very because I mean it's kind of like how the post Jobs Apple, they're giving you two options, a big one and a little one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jobs was like, no,
you get.
I know what you want.
This is what,
iPhone. Yeah. And there are positives and negatives to everything, but it's interesting to see them branch out, where they branch out, and how they branch out.
Yeah. So I agree. Speaking of branching out, and I'm going to call this a half point because I'm almost to a point on this. So the Pokemon Sun and Moon came out, which are fun. It's everything that you want in a Pokemon game. I really like the graphics, by the way. But there's a rumor that a third game will be coming out to Switch, and allegedly Pokemon Stars.
Yes.
And Pokemon Stars will be the third one, similar to when they normally do the Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, whatever.
Right. It's
going to be the third one that's a combination of the two that will have interaction with the 3DS.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
If that's true, I get another point because that was one of my predictions.
that will be a full point if it happens.
By the way, here slight announcement if you guys didn't know already. Pokemon does when the new game comes out, they will come out with a new anime series of it. So this is the Pokemon Sun Moon TV series.
Okay.
So if you guys have been following that,
where's that gonna be?
That's what, Aloha region or.
No. Where is it on TV? Is it Netflix? Is it Hulu?
I don't know.
Amazon Prime?
I don't know.
I hope it's one of those and not TV.
Yeah, my guess is it's going to be on TV and then Netflix afterwards.
Okay.
That's my guess. This will be like a Sunday morning or Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing.
And I guess they still do those.
They do. It's not, and I'm going to go old man rant here. It's nowhere near as good as it used to be.
No.
And I think it's because of the format, because they know kids are getting their TV everywhere.
It's the format and also the quantity. Mm-hmm. Like, when you have 3 channels to fill for X number of hours, that's a grand total of 12 hours of programming.
3 to 4 hours if you count like the early.
Yeah.
Like early 7 to 8 stuff, 8 to 9, like 9 o'clock's where the good stuff started.
Right.
10 o'clock you had like Spider-Man, the animated series would come out. I mean, those were some great days. And then if you go back into the 80s, they had some great ones with Voltron and G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there's so much programming everywhere that it's hard to keep up.
They're also like the overall quality is not impressive.
Hold on. Jake was saying that the third Pokemon game has already been announced. I did not see that it was announced yet.
But no word on Pokemon Z.
No word on Pokemon Z. Now, yeah, the Pokemon Z is the bracelet thing, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a bracelet thing that interacts with your 3DS and it vibrates, lights up. Yeah. I didn't see that they'd announced anything on it though yet. So we'll
sorry,
correct
Jake,
that.
You're not credible enough a source.
Oh no!
Patrick, anyway. I believe
I haven't seen it. If I can get a source, I'd love that because then I get a point. So
right, well then,
trust me, no one wants you to be right more than
okay.
me.
So you check on that, and I'll talk about Super Mario Run.
Sure.
Which is coming out to iOS.
Unfortunately, in the vertical format.
December 15th.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out, and that's going to be $10 on the iOS store. Which. Cool. I'm happy about that. I'll get it on my Android when I get it. And I've been there's actually like a Google Rewards something or other. I don't remember what it's called, But yeah, it's like a rewards program where I fill out surveys on places that I go, and I get a little bit of money, and so by then, I'll have $10.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to do that.
That works.
So,
looking on here, I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing that sources are saying that a Pokemon game is coming to Switch, which we did know about that. It's the interaction with the 3DS that I don't see any word on. They're expecting it to come out in 2017. I'm not going to make a prediction about when that's going to come, when that's actually going to come out. I would prefer that this be a launch title. But I think it's going to be around summer. Sorry, this is Minecraft. Going into Minecraft.
It is Minecraft. But there's a Minecraft expansion.
There's
so
Minecraft
that
expansion.
works.
Segueing right into Minecraft.
Right.
And I haven't actually seen this trailer, so I can kind of talk about what I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. They've already had leopards in there. All of this stuff is stuff that I've seen. Is it llamas? Guessing that's a llama.
I'm a llama again. Wait.
I
love that movie.
So
You get like what I saw was like schematics. You get schematics, which is like the Fallout thing.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
that'll be cool because I mean I really have liked building in Minecraft, but I would love some schematics to make dungeons and to make houses for specific items or like staircases. It'd be really cool to have those already kind of ready and kind of build your structures around those. Still not what I was hoping, which is that there's going to be an actually new Minecraft. They don't have to do this though. I'm sitting here saying, okay, when's the next Minecraft coming out? Because I've been playing Minecraft for 10 years now. I played it in
Is
alpha.
there no fall damage? Oh,
there's fall damage.
Okay, it just took him a second.
There's fall damage. I've been playing Minecraft since alpha.
What if Jake said maybe you can use the llamas as like some sort of portable chest? Like you can use them as pack animals.
See, that would be
exploration
cool.
update.
Exploration, yeah, and tell the llama to follow you.
Right, and then so
cool.
this is coming out and it's going to be for free for everybody that has it.
Yep.
So, rock on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm curious to see all the different things that they add to it.
I'm also curious if it'll come to PS4 and Vita.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
prediction, not Vita.
Yeah.
But I don't get a point for that because things don't come to Vita.
That could be interesting because Wii U. We haven't talked about Wii U. Minecraft's on Wii U. Minecraft's on PS4, and these are not Microsoft.
That makes so much more sense on Wii U though.
Oh,
like with the
building.
That's where I would want to play it.
Oh yeah, and you're in an area where Microsoft has to basically we're going to do localization on a platform that's not our platform.
Yeah.
It's an interesting gray area.
Maybe they give it over to Sony San Diego or somebody. It's a thing. They
money wise, you have to pay someone to do that.
Yeah.
You have to pay Sony San Diego.
Well, no, you just license it out to them, and they get to do they do the localization work.
They're not going to do it for free.
I don't know.
They're not going to
because
do it for free.
I don't know. Microsoft could come out and be like, well, we said Sony could do it, but they didn't want to do the work. So
yeah, they could spend it like that. That's true. No, they're gonna have to pay for it in one way or another.
Thanks for your confidence, Jake.
They're not getting enough credit on that.
He said, "Watch it come to Vita." In spite of the statement Kevin just made, I would love anything to come to Vita.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Minecraft and stuff, though, have you played the Dragon Builders demo on Vita?
I've not.
It's awesome. I might buy it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like $40, and it's Minecraft, but with a story and a thing to do.
Okay.
Besides exist,
which is what I hoped Minecraft Story Mode was actually going to be.
Yeah, and so.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Is there a demo out?
Yeah. There's a demo on Vita, and cool. I believe on PS4 as well.
I will grab it and play the demo. Speaking of things that you might want to grab or not grab, PS4 Pro, with all of its beauty, apparently some of the games are running actually worse on the PS4 than the PS4 Slim.
Yes, and that's kind of a misleading headline.
Yeah.
But absolutely worth clicking. I clicked it.
Clickbait.
But basically, the reason that some of them are doing that is because they'll have the frame rate will be slightly lower, but the resolution will be higher or whatever. Most of the games, as far as I can tell, have different visual options. excuse me, like Last of Us has, you know, you can do 60 FPS, or you can do 4K resolution, or you can do somewhat enhanced visuals, and like, and so like they have all these different mixing things, and like for me, if you give me a solid 30, I'm fine.
I'm fine with that for a cinematic game.
Make it prettier.
Yeah.
And that works for me.
For a cinematic game, I would agree. First-person shooters, they do lend themselves very well to 60 frames per second.
But at 30 frames, I can blame the game's frame rate for me missing, because I'm gonna miss regardless of whether it's 30 or 60.
It's not, but the games when they're higher frame rate, they don't have that as cinematic a look.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I would prefer like all Telltale games and games of that fashion to be in 24 frames a second.
Yep.
That's what I would prefer. It looks so much better. It look that kind of dreamy, cool look of a cinema.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah. And because it's just you, they're not going to do it.
And some of the reasoning behind this from what I've seen is actually the game is downscaling to 1080.
Right. So it's creating it in 4K and then downscaling it to 1080p, which takes more processing power, and so
and it doesn't look quite as good.
Yeah. So I think that part of this is just growing pains because they're trying to figure it out. But like I said, most of the devs have been working on giving a couple of different options.
Yeah.
So I think that will be kind of the norm, and I'm okay with that.
I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah.
Which I'm loving about the Skyrim Special Edition, the different options, as well as the mods, being able to do that is really cool. I think that's a very, very great thing about the future of gaming.
Speaking of Bethesda mods, do we have in the notes about the Fallout 4 mods? I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did as part of a wrap-up. We can throw it in here, though.
Okay, yeah, but the Fallout 4 mods on PlayStation have gone live, and the article that I found said PlayStation 4 mods go live on PlayStation, and most of them even work. So a little dig there, but yeah, those have gone live, and I'm gonna try those out, and I'll get back to you on that.
Mods are an interesting thing that I've ran into a couple snags on the Xbox with, which I'm used to because I've ran these on PC. Yeah. Mods interact with each other in different ways, and sometimes they're not as good.
Yeah.
So, just saying, sometimes if you're having some weird glitchy stuff, back it out. Load up a different mod set, or just kind of go minimalistic. I prefer some minimal stuff, maybe a little bit of graphics overhaul. But I think I have like 50 or 60 mods on my PC for my Skyrim PC version.
Yeah,
and it's like
you just kind of stack them on top of each other and they just build.
And usually they're okay, and then every now and then you have one that has an issue, and then you got to figure out which one is having the issue because the game doesn't tell you which one's causing it. So it's troubleshooting. If you're not used to troubleshooting, mods can be kind of frustrating. Yeah. But we got some news about EVE Online.
Yeah. Going back to PC gaming.
Yeah.
So we talked a while ago about the fact that it was that EVE Online was coming to they were going to do a free version.
Yeah.
And so basically it's very similar to like the free to play version that they have like in Warcraft. I think you can go up to like level 20 or something, or you can't group. Like there's minor restrictions. With EVE Online, you're restricted to a single ship. Like you can't do a whole fleet, but you can interact with anybody. You can go find stuff, and actually, I think the way that they've designed this is very, very deliberate, and it's less to keep people from being able to experience the game, and more from keeping people from being able to troll with a fresh new character, give them a whole bunch of stuff, switch their name, and poof, they're a new person.
Yeah.
And yes, they are very. What's the dev name?
I don't remember.
Okay, but the developers of EVE, I have tremendous respect for. And they're very, very particular and strategic in the way that they implement things. And they announced this quite some time ago, and they're bringing it up and making sure that everything works fine. So that is available, and if you have a PC that can run it, which it's an old enough game that your PC can run it.
Yeah, I was
probably.
A lot of them can still run this, so
Yeah.
should be good on that. I really like that that Eve is still going, and I think that it's really a testament in all of this. It's really a testament to how the developers have looked at the economy and said, the economy of this game is so important, and that's how all of this kind of stuff wraps. How all of this game really runs. You have to make sure the economy works really well. And in concentrating on that, making sure that the game and the economy are very stable, it's lasted, 15 years?
Yeah.
I mean, it's respectable. Where Warcraft's having to add more and more stuff, and they have this ebb and flow of people.
Theirs is all about content and making sure that there's something fresh and new for everybody to see, whereas Eve has allowed the players enough freedom that they have created their own game within the game, and then CCP has worked with them to develop and enhance that and allow them the freedom to create the universe as they see fit and allow them to do that. And like there's different articles, different places like Cracked and Looper and Watch Mojo and everything. Like they'll have different things. It's like, oh, it's the top 10 greatest online trolls, and like there have been times, there have been cons that lasted a year where somebody creates a character, rises in the ranks of an opposing conglomerate or whatever they're called, and then just like takes everything and gives it to the competitor just in a moment, and like that, it's beautiful. It really is. I would not want to be there when somebody's literally $1 million ship goes up in flames. But I think that's an amazing testament to what video games can be.
Oh yeah.
And so, even though I will probably never play it, I'm grateful that it exists.
It's the time investment. That's the problem with it. To play a game like that, you have to invest your time in that, and invest your time pretty much only into that game.
Yeah.
And I've got time. There's too many games coming out. I can't invest in that.
Like I feel like if I had gotten in on the ground floor, because like when this,
my brother did.
When this started, I was in my early 20s. I had time.
Sure.
If I had started then, if Tyson had started then, he would be the emperor. Yeah. He would not have to work. He wouldn't even have to work in Eve. And like, because that dude does economies.
Yeah.
Like nobody's business. And I mean, you can make money off games. Like getting gold or leveling up characters in Warcraft or whatever. But like, Eve is an entire economy unto itself.
Yeah.
And I love that.
It's respectable.
Yes. Speaking of things that are respectable, Hideo Kojima was not able to attend the Game Awards last year and receive his award that he won for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Konami accepted it on his behalf.
Yeah, and Jeff Keighley, which I loved him before, but this was the moment that I was like, yes, Jeff Keighley, you're cool. He came out and basically called Konami out on it, and he said, we'd like to give this award to the person who won it, but he's not allowed to be here tonight. And then like 2-3 seconds of just dead air where he just stared at Konami, and we stared with him. But yeah, so he will get to come to the Game Awards this year, which will be December 1st. We'll get to see new trailers and new game announcements and stuff.
Very hopeful on that.
And hopefully games that come out in the shape in which they were promised.
Hopefully.
And not Joel McHale. Those are the two things that I'm hoping for. Is not Joel McHale.
No Joel McHale.
And no No Man's Sky.
We need to do our game awards. I'd like to do them at the end of the year. I think it'd be a good way to do it as a wrap up.
The other thing is like because it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
We have the freedom to do it in a way, because like a lot of websites and stuff are like already gearing up this stuff, and like they're already voting and things, and like there are some games that haven't even come out.
Yeah.
I mean, Final Fantasy 15, I'm still waiting on. I think you're gonna get it, right?
I'm gonna get it.
Okay. I'm almost there.
Yes.
I feel like.
Looking at the calendar as we do this live, I'd like to do it December 20th, because I don't know about you, but I'm guessing the 25th, which is Christmas Day. Normally we are live. I'm going to say we're going to be off that day.
It seems likely.
It seems likely. We may I may put something up, or I may play a game. I don't know, depending on how Christmas goes.
We could do a Facebook Live thing.
Yeah,
you'd be like, hey, we're not recording anything.
We're not recording anything. Bye. So we'll be off that day. Normally we're live that day, but I'm thinking the 20th would be a good time, because since we're not recording then, we won't be doing much throughout the week. There will be still content Christmas week, though.
We'll figure out something. Yeah. I'll tell you about it. But yeah, we are definitely doing Game Awards. Yeah. I enjoyed doing that last year, and this year I feel like I have a better perspective on everything.
Oh yeah.
I do still need to play Doom though.
You do need to play Doom. I have Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. So I don't think it's
No, please feel free to introduce this topic however you want.
So nudity is an interesting subject to talk about, and a lot of games get flack because their models can be nude, purposely or not purposely, and Sony has decided they're going to basically ban people who are posting Watch Dogs 2 nudes.
Well, it's a particular nude.
Yeah.
And people have asked like how this could happen. How could this possibly be an accident or whatever? A lot of times when a developer is working on a game, they will actually buy models. Yes. And then put them into the game.
Yes.
And so if a model is fully anatomically correct, which is the case with this, because they you can have a relatively anatomically correct model.
Yeah.
But this was also a model that was like glitching through underpants, and so like it was a full on vag on screen.
Yep.
Somebody shared that, and Sony went, yeah, we're not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, which I think it's horrible. They've banned some players for this, because guess what? They found something in the game. They didn't even they didn't go in and hack anything. All they did was play the game, and in playing the game, they said, hey, that's not good. Don't punish the person who pointed it out.
Yeah.
Reward that person, because now the developer is going, I gotta fix that.
Yeah, and they are. Those models are going to be removed because, nope.
Yeah, all you gotta do is fix that model. Just make it a Barbie.
Fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I wasn't really a fan of how that was handled.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Another thing I'm not a fan of is insider trading, because that's wrong. Martha Stewart will tell you. And Ubisoft execs are getting accused of insider trading, which does not surprise me at all, because Ubisoft has been I don't know if corrupt is the right word to use. Well, not quite as ethical as they should be. We'll say that.
I still like them.
I like them for the most part, but I like what they put out.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of behind the scenes drama that goes on, and insider trading is not a joke.
So basically before several delays were announced, some of the team were quietly selling off stock, and you don't get to do that based on information that you have.
No, you don't get to do that. Like I have stock we're not in my current company. I have had stock in companies that I have worked for.
Uh-huh.
I was not able to touch that stock while you work at the company, because if I hear, oh man, this is going to be really bad, or oh, this is going to, like you said, delay, or oh, this is going to, once we roll this out, this is going to completely bomb, which I've been in situations like that.
Yeah.
For me to sell stock at that point is insider trading. And it's exactly what Martha Stewart got in trouble for.
Yeah.
So, I'm hopeful that this brings to light the gaming companies are kind of a newer thing, and a lot of them are smaller, and they don't run the way that a lot of the big corporations do when it comes to HR, when it comes to ethics. Because you've only got Ubisoft is a bigger company, but some of these companies, you got a game of like 10 people.
Yeah.
10 or 12 people, like No Man's Sky, the team for them, you only had a handful of people, and they may do things that aren't quite ethical, and you don't have a lot of oversight on that. Ubisoft has no excuse on this. They're a big boy. They should.
Yeah, when you have studios in 8 countries, I mean, by that point you're kind of in the big leagues.
Yeah. Speaking of big leagues, so Titanfall 2 is out,
right?
And some people are enjoying it. A lot of people haven't even played it.
Most people,
in fact, have not played it. I keep saying I need to pick this up, Redbox it or something.
Yeah.
I want to try it out. I was bitten so hard burned out so hard from the first one, and because I got burned, I don't want to get burned again. So I haven't bought the second one, which apparently a lot of other people feel exactly the same way. Yeah. They went, well, this first one was crap. Why should I buy the second one? Similarly, Lost Planet, I think, had the same problem. Lost Planet was good. Lost Planet 2 wasn't that great. And then when Lost Planet 3 came out, people went, I don't think I'm going to buy that.
Which is interesting because from what I've heard from people who have actually played it, it seems like Titanfall 2 is actually closer to Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
Where this came out and it had a lot of the features that were expected in the first one, and they figured it out, because Titanfall was a hugely ambitious project. Like, just the scale of this was something that really hadn't been done before.
And I love the world. I love the mechs. I love the Titans. Absolutely love that. And this, what you're seeing right here, is this is the single player campaign, cinematic stuff. So there's so much that can be done within this world other than you guys fight these other guys.
Yeah.
There's stories that can be told within this world, and I was hoping it's really good. I'm hoping it is. I need to play it. But Titanfall 3 might not happen because of the horrible sales.
Yeah. Respawn is going to be okay. They have other projects in the works. They're also working on a Star Wars game, which I completely forgot.
Yes.
But yeah, they're working on other projects. But this was their new thing that they had created.
Yeah.
And I'm really disappointed in EA particularly, because even if it was done and you release this in, I don't know, February, March, January, like the new spring time when people are coming out with stuff. Yeah. That's okay. You don't have to release everything within this little period. And they sandwiched it right between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
There was a 2-week gap, and they put it right in the middle. Why?
Yeah, I think the idea was they wanted to get it on the Black Friday deals, the holiday season.
They wanted to get it on Black Friday deals, and they wanted to pull people away from Call of Duty. Okay, but there was a blood sacrifice of Titanfall.
If you do that in February, then you would have been fine, because a lot of people would have gotten into Battlefield, gotten into Call of Duty. Your core guys guys and girls that would have been playing would have jumped out to play something else by February or March.
Yeah.
You give them to February, give it a late February release date, and this game would have been, selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Because hotcakes sell well.
I love hotcakes.
I love hotcakes.
Hotcakes are delicious. But yeah, Jake was saying that a lot of the gameplay, like, the ideas are good, it just doesn't hold up well in the first one.
Gotcha.
And I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to play Titanfall 2, but from what I've heard, a lot of that has been fixed. And so if it has been fixed and it still got sent out to die, that's just depressing.
Very much so.
So
we're kind of towards the end of usually we have kind of like a little wrap up here.
Right, just a bit of news and stuff that was missed.
Yeah. We've done a lot of that actually within the show, but Dishonored 2 did receive a new Game Plus mode, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that kind of. I enjoy new Game Plus modes, because sometimes games can be not challenging enough, or you're done with it. Okay, what else? Maybe there's other things you could explore.
Well, and
give me a reason to play it again.
With the way that the skill trees build in Dishonored. like you're like, yes, now I finally have all of these tools to do things, and
you only get to play with it for like 6 hours.
right, and it's like, I wish I could have played that for a little bit longer.
The patch that comes out with the New Game Plus also is fixing some cloth issues and some AMD graphics, AMD cloth physics issues that were causing essentially cloth to go through models, similarly to a different story in this. So I did get to play Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Okay.
I've been playing Moon. Whitney's been playing Sun. Which I've really enjoyed a lot of the game. The graphics are really cool, and the environment is different because you're in the Aloha region, whatever. But one of the things that I thought was fantastic about the game is when you start a Pokemon game, you talk to a professor, and he tells you about Pokemon, and then he gives you the same question in every single game that everyone makes jokes about, which is, are you a boy or are you a girl?
Okay.
Which is funny because if you're standing right in front of someone, that's a kind of an offensive thing to say.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sun and Moon does not ask that question.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon Sun and Moon says, "Hey, which one of these portraits would you like for your trainer passport? Which one?" Basically saying, which one of these represents you?
Okay.
And I really thought that was cool because you have trans people or people who are more androgynous that feel like they don't fit that gender binary, and they could go, you know what, this person looks like me.
I
this
want
short-haired blonde man fits me better than this other.
Well, and plus I play as girls in games.
You can do that.
Like I like that for perspective, and so allowing you to just pick instead of the question that makes assumptions.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Yeah.
Well, which I always thought was an uncomfortable question because the person's standing right in front of you. And it kind of breaks the fourth wall.
It's a bit odd.
It breaks the fourth wall a bit. So I like that they asked that question in a different way. I don't know if that was something that they did specifically for this region, for the North American region. Because that is a hot topic for a lot of people. And I thought that was really cool. So good on you, Pokemon, for doing that.
Also, in the wrap-up / rumor news, there have been some people who've been doing some data mining for the Modern Warfare remaster, and they've said that there's code in there for like some of the weapons from like the Black Ops and various other games, and there's also code in there for microtransactions. So re-releasing that game and then after a little while maybe sliding some microtransactions in there might be something that they're gonna do.
Bad.
So we're not gonna say either way on that, but if we hope that's not what's happening. But that is a possibility, or it might have been an idea that got to the point of coding and then they decided against it. Which cool, because there is leftover code. Like there's an entire subsector of Dark Souls lore people who go through and look for deleted or exempted code, and some of that stuff is amazing. Like the in Dark Souls 2, you had the ancient dragon. Yeah. And people have found like animations for it, and I would have loved to have seen that thing in action because the model that they have is just like this bare bones, very basic, because the ancient dragon by the end looked magnificent. Yeah. And that was a really special encounter, and I would have liked to have a little bit more interaction.
No, I agree.
But yeah, so this might or might not be something, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you think of that microtransactions, Pokemon, all the things that you like.
Right. Let us know what you think about things.
Yeah.